In most of my landscape paintings, I will start with a dark in my foreground. Now I'm building the trees out. To me, it helps weight the earth and give me direction. I like to make some of these dark chicken scratch lines, so to speak, which gives me direction into the painting as well. I'm starting with like a dark sap green that I make out of ultramarine blue deep and transparent orange, and just softening a little bit, just playing with the shapes, getting something that I like. Now, then I had went and I worked on my sky, and now I am back down into the greens of the distant hills. So this is about the landscape and not about the clouds. If you want to see parts of those clouds, I'll share a video where I talk about the horizon and this scene. But right now, my thought process is to keep this whole foreground muted. I want to keep my greens very toned down and muted. And what I find with most students is their green foregrounds get way too hot or too intense, and they're using green out of the tube because they're not understanding how to neutralize those greens. Now, with the small distant bushes on the hills, I just like to get the body of them in there, the groupings, and notice how all those little bushes, trees, whatever they are in the distance are all pretty much grouped together. Then my distant hills look fairly gray, but it is a green. But I'll tell you, when I go real gray like this, it helps keep it toned down when I go with a very gray green. And as I move forward, you'll see the other greens in the very foreground make your eye feel like those background hills are greener than what they really are. It's relative to what things are next to that kind of tell our eye what the story is. Our eye picks up things according to relationships. So as I come forward, I will start picking up a little bit more green and working my way down into this foreground. More of the gray hills. I want to keep them very muted. This scene is really about that dynamic sky, though I want a beautiful foreground. And I love those tall cottonwood trees that you see laying down in a valley area such as this. Now I will start bringing greens forward, but they're not going to be real bright. I reserve the sparkle or the really bright greens for way later in the painting. But you can see how they're getting greener as I come forward. Just a tad bit more chroma to the green, not quite as gray. Kind of piecing it together like a puzzle. Then this very front area is going to be much warmer. I warmed my greens. It could have been a raw sienna, it could be transparent red oxide, it could be a cad orange. Any of those mixtures are going to warm your greens. So when I come forward, I want that much warmer to help portray the distance throughout this landscape. Just a lot of push and pull, getting it set, getting it where I want it. Lots of work to do still. There's a little stream that runs through there. Picking up my knife to really lay in some beautiful thick paint. You know, I love that frosting that you can put on with oil paint. Love the character of oil paint that you can just lay it in there thick, and then I come back and I'll move it around. Now I'm going through my second pass. Now I've got everything laid in. Now I start refining with the smaller brush, working the edges of those trees. but still you can see there's no real bright greens. I've kept a little bit of the brightest green in the mid area of that valley. But just using a small, soft brush coming along, and edge work is so important. I think that's one of the things that students do struggle with, are edges, and it just takes practice, and sometimes an edge works, sometimes it doesn't. You have to take things off and redo it. It's just part of the drill. Adding some smaller organic bushes up front, just making some more interest in the landscape. Reserving, not going too bright yet. Well, my friend, as videos go, I did not get my foreground all videotaped, but you can see where I really centralized some of the brighter green in the foreground there. And I really did reserve just for that area to have some bright greens. The rest of it is very muted. Notice those hills in the background. They appear green. They do have a little bits of green, but they were predominantly painted in pretty darn gray in the beginning, just to keep the muted colors going. So hopefully this gives you some ideas, helps you with greens in your landscape. Remember, neutralize them, tone them down, use complements, and you'll find a much more pleasing result in green across the land that will be more believable. All right, my friend, stay encouraged, keep practicing, stay at the easel.